Hello everybody, I am the Worm, and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a little while. It's one of those situations where the last few episodes were recorded around the same time, and I meant to get to it a bit sooner, but unfortunately, the way things lined up, I had to wait a few more days. So, that's all to say that I kind of need to run through the events of the previous episode, or episodes, rather. So if you're, if you don't want that sort of summary, go ahead, skip through the intro, because I'm just going to I'm going to remind myself what happened, and then I'm going to, just give my thoughts on it, because this was, I'm not sure if it was the climax, but it was certainly a climax of the story. I think that can be pretty well established at this point. The fake-out death of Luis, followed by the very real death of Forden. The addition to our crew of Basilio, following the death of his brother Fidelio. If we see here, I think he's our last guy. He must be this blank space right here. Oh, we can,
What now?
Son of a gun. That's right. Did I even mention it last time? I might have just sort of been, following along with the story as it was going. We got a whole new... Yeah, here's Basilio right here. That's right. I did look at this. I did. But I'd forgotten about it in the meantime. So we've completed Moore's quest. Very nice. So that's something we will certainly do. Okay, let's get back on the reminder here. I recall at the end of the episode before last, feeling a bit disappointed that our old rival Luis had gone, and maybe somewhat suspecting that that wasn't the whole story. And it seems that my suspicions were proved true because he's back. Now, the method through which he returned, I must say, not sure I'm entirely on board with. Now, we could just still be lacking information about this. It was the return of Zorba, the half... What would he be? Was he half Clamar, half... what would it be? What's the,
What now?
Why am I blanking on the tribe? Why am I looking for the tribe? He should just be in the people section, right? Zorba. I have to have missed it. Hang on. I wish I could, organize this by... Here we go, by alphabetical. That'd make it easier. Okay. Yes, half Clamar, half Mastari. Yes, there we go. Doesn't he have a third eye? I should have remembered that. Okay, so Zorba's back. I think... Let's see, how did he explain it? He fell off the roof. Either he wasn't completely dead, or he was able to somehow revive himself with his necromantic abilities. Man, necromancy's pretty OP in this world, huh? I'm surprised there aren't more of them. But in any case, presumably similarly how he was able to revive himself, he did the same for Luis. The big sort of sticking point for me is, and this is something I'm hoping we get maybe more information on, is how was he able to infiltrate Sanctism when he seemed to... I feel like that'd be very difficult. There's the whole Melancholia stuff. There's the half-breed, his half-breed nature, which is somewhat obvious. And I wish there was some foreshadowing, you know, ahead of time. But you know that, you know, what's done is done. I will say, on the whole, you know, forgiving some of the minor details here, I am very glad that Luis is back. I believe I said last time how if I had to choose between Forden and Luis, I'd choose Luis. He's just, you know, his determination and he has a certain charisma to him, I believe, and he definitely seems like he's being set up to be a direct foil for our character, and in the sense that the whole thing, and I believe we kind of discussed this at times, where it's, and I feel like this is done a lot of times in stories, it's the ends justify the means versus the means matter just as much as the ends. That's kind of the conflict we're shaping up here. Well, in the background, sanctism and the human conflict and melancholia, that's sort of the background, that's the setting we're in, and really it's just we both want to how to put it, you know, save the world. It's just we believe in different ways to do that. So that seems like it's going to be the ultimate story here. And, you know, I don't think it's new, but I'm perfectly fine with good ideas being done, or classic ideas being done over again, as long as it's done well, right? So that's good. Fidelio, let's talk about him for a while. Now that's something, his sacrifice, that is something that has been foreshadowed a bit. He has always seemed to be the more cutthroat, severe sibling, but we know from our experience with him on the island that, well, you know, he rescued those civilians, but even before that, he did have a soft spot for Juna. Shows that he does care about more things than just himself or Luis's mission. And we've heard things from, and he obviously very much cares for his brother. So clearly, it seems that he's always had this sort of self-sacrificial aspect to his character, but just the way that they were raised, and we heard about the Parapus riots. It's very clear that he had to harden his heart very early on. And I might be remembering wrong. He was the older brother, right? So it's very clear to me, I think that's correct. And in that instance, it's very clear to me, you know, he was serving as, he not only felt he had to harden his heart because of what happened to him, but because of what because of what he was attempting to do, which was protect his brother. That too. And we see that I think he's done a pretty good job, because during our adventures with them, Basilio has shown himself to be someone who he has dreams. You know, the diner. He wears his heart on his sleeve more than Fidelio does, and I think that's because Fidelio has been protecting him in that way. And so, with the passing on of Fidelio, Basilio has stepped up. Fidelio kind of gave him their mission statement. It's up to them, you know, it's up to them to defend the weak. It's a very sharp disagreement now with Luis's ideology. And so, in that instance, I will say, good on you, Fidelio. And good on you, Basilio, for stepping up. I will say, though, that the scene, it was a little bit, it caused a little bit of an eye roll when, you know, we had this situation where we had those civilians Luis threatening the civilians and having them jump in the way. And I'm not opposed to something like that. It's just the way the scene was done. And I think it's just a restriction on how to phrase it, the engine or the game itself. Because if it were a 2D cutscene like they've done previously in this game, I think it would have been done a lot better. We need to have seen the crowd jostling and trying to get out, and a few of them getting in each other's way or tripping or falling over each other, because unfortunately, as it played out in the 3D space, he pointed at them and then they just stood there and stared, and that looked a bit silly. But that's that's a bit nitpicky, I think. I do find myself, and I have in the past with visual novels that I've played on the channel, I find myself kind of forgiving when it comes to things like that, so I'm not going to hold it against the game all that much. Just some thoughts I've had in my head. Oh yes, and the other big thing, that's right. Rayla, the Saint, the Saintess, looks to be the successor to Forden, and I will say, I kinda love this development. It really puts a lot of pressure on our group for obvious reasons, particularly Juna, but for all the rest of us. And it leads to my wondering, my suspicions about how Rayla might be involved with the curse of the prince, which would be such a tragic way to, not a twist per se, but a tragic reveal to this whole saga of us trying to save the prince, and we end up having to take out someone we've really, who's been an ally, very clearly, and seems to, by all accounts, seems to be a very good person. Now, of course, if that's revealed, one would hope would be, because isn't it the case that the caster can end the curse? It's either the caster can end the curse, or the caster must, unfortunately, be, how do I put this delicately? Must be taken out in order for the curse to end. Now that raises the question and again, this is assuming Rayla's the one who cast the curse. Was she aware of it? Which you would assume she was, because I think the one who cast the curse is the same one that... What's her name? Hulkenberg. I almost said Edelgard. The one that Hulkenberg, it's the one she slashed on the night the prince was attacked, right? So one would think that whoever cast it did so with the full knowledge of what they were doing. In which case, Rayla, if it is Rayla, she would be very, very guilty, and thus probably unwilling to stop the curse. But, I don't know, maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. Maybe Rayla did not do that, and I'm being thrown off by myself. Yeah. I can't remember what we're doing now. Because they don't really give you a kind of main quest. I mean, this is the main quest, but they don't give you a lot of detail here. I think we were going to go see Rayla. I think, maybe not. Is there a way to... I think I thought there was a button to see the past text, but I might not be able to do that from here, which makes me sad. Let's see, what else was there? I already talked about how... Yeah, just the whole Zorba reveal. Not entirely sure how I feel about it. And then just by extension of that, him being revived. I mean, did he tell Zorba, you know, infiltrate the Sanctus, but always be somewhat close so that you can revive me in case I ever die. But, well, I guess not, because Luis was never thinking he would die. So Zorba just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Although if Luis had him specifically infiltrate Sanctusts that were close to Forden, then he would know that Zorba would be around when he could potentially be hurt. I don't know. I guess it works. Oh well. I feel like I would have wanted it to be done a bit more elegantly, if that makes sense. But, you know, feel free to disagree. If you loved that scene or if you hated that scene, I really want to know. You know, just give me your thoughts and I'll respond. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and talk to everyone here and then move on, I guess, because we're not in a free questing mode yet. So let's go ahead and begin. Stroll, talk to me. Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, that was the other big thing. Of course. We're gonna pretend to be the prince. Yeah, that was a big thing. And I like that. That's something I kind of really enjoyed at the end of that last episode. It felt not natural, but it felt like a reasonable next step. So I really like that. So that's what we're doing next. Good luck to us on that front.
In truth.
Oh. Looks like Fidelio's still with us in spirit. Yeah, there was as part of the idea of us taking over the prince's identity, there was the mention that the prince may have had Elder blood in him, and we had a little talk about that. That was definitely interesting.
Sam?
If there's one thing I want to know more about in the story, just in terms of background information, it's tell me about fairies, tell me about Elda. I just want to know more about that. Is more down here? More is down here. Think they can, think we could just turn in that quest right now?
Now, where was I?
Maybe we can. Okay. Can we open this yet?
What's this?
That... all right.
Is this a reference to something? I feel like I may have asked that before. I'll be a little annoyed if I can never open that up. Hello, cat.
That's a...
More. Old buddy, old pal.
Now, why do that? Incredible.
Very nice. Got some heroes drooled root. We got some increased imagination. Are we... how close are we?
All right.
Okay, we're getting there. Oh yes, this'll, yes, his memory is coming back. Well, let's, is it something traumatizing?
Everything okay? Yes. please. The truth of the matter is,
Okay. Well, was it truly an imprisonment then, or what?
What?
this research.
Let's find out together, but can you accept it? I'm at your side. Let's find out together, but can you accept it? Let's not do that. Let's give him some confidence. Let's be brothers in arms with him. Let's find out together, or I'm at your side. Let's find out together. This response, it kind of... It's better than the question, but I think it puts a bit more emphasis on the objective. I feel like I'm at your side might be best because we're firmly saying, you know, it's not necessarily finding out your past. That's not our only objective. Our objective is to be at your side, to be your friend in this matter. So, you know, if it turns out you don't want to know, or if it's a terrible truth, we'll be there for you no matter what, right? That's kind of what I'm getting at here. So, let's say I'm at your side.
Leave it to me. Surely.
I don't know, but you've definitely helped us, so we'll try to help you.
I'm grateful, truly.
Oh snap! I forgot what reward we're gonna get.
Now, a new power.
We're almost
May
there.
the truth guide us both.
Soul Hacker. Now that's a name, or title rather. Look at that guy. More inherited skills, very nice. I'll take that.
Listen here.
Search an elite archetype. Elite
This one's
archetype.
important.
Elite archetype to rank 20. What counts as an elite archetype? Is it just the end of the archetype tree?
If all goes according to plan. I have faith in you. Ah, how good of you to come.
Let us check this out. We're at 16. All we need is Magic Seeker to 20. Let's see what we've got. I mean, it's just going to be this guy, but better, right? Void Wave. Heavy Wind. Heavy Magic Wind. One enemy. Decreases their attack. Very nice. Deals Heavy Magic Wind to all enemies. Recovers MP for each hit. Wow. That looks good to me. Heavy HP recovery for one ally. Increases crit rate for all allies for 3 turns. Heavy magic fire to all enemies. Restore MP for each hit. Deal extreme magic wind damage to all enemies. Ignores resistances. What in the world? This guy's great. Petra Break, not really exciting. Severe physical almighty damage to one enemy. Absorbs MP. That's with Knight or Commander, which we usually have. Severe physical strike damage. Okay, I could see some niche use cases. Cyclone Smasher. Oh my goodness. Trial of the Seeker. Deals extreme magic almighty damage to all enemies. Recover MP for each hit. Wow. That's Warrior Thief, Mass Dancer. Okay. Well, we have Juna and Heisme for that. Or potentially Stroll if we switch back to Warrior. Oh yeah, this guy's really good. And we have how many inherited skills? 4 inherited skills. And I'm half tempted to just level him up immediately. It just seems so good.
Good. I'm still getting stronger.
Lots of max MP, I'll take it. Yeah, man, this is exciting. Let's do this. 1650?
I see.
Take it. Take my money.
Fascinating. This right here.
Elite Traveler. Yeah, see, okay, this is elite.
All right.
I'm
Give it
counting
to
on
me.
you.
Of course.
I can see we're getting a bit expensive with the MP there, but we'll take it.
Really? I found new power.
Yes, I will take it. And what level do we want to get to? Well, certainly at least 4. Maybe give me a jeweled root?
Good. I'm still getting stronger. New skills, new possibilities.
Yeah, let's not go too crazy. I mean, 11 could be good, but again, let's relax for a bit. Oh, and let's, of course, inherit some skills here. Ameon would be fine. We just want to be just a generalist at the moment. We know we're going to get fire, so I think we can leave that off. I think we may want revive. We already have a heal. Yeah, okay. Pretty good. Very nice. Let us return.
You'll come again.
Okay, we will now do something. We are rank 5 in popularity. Okay, let's go ahead and just... Well, let's give ourselves a security save. Now that we've done all that. I may have mentioned this in an episode or two ago, and so if so, I'm sorry for repeating myself. But oh, we almost forgot to do this. I may be repeating myself, but someone in the comments mentioned it's been a little while at this point, but
Right.
There was that time when we were on the way to the Hagen's Island from Brylehaven, and we did that thing where we could have a genuine conversation with everyone. Apparently, I could have had a genuine conversation with Gallica, and I missed it. And that makes me kind of sad, because, you know, it's
What now?
my nature of saving everything means that that save is long gone.
Something up?
I'll have to try to look that up, maybe. Okay, what are we doing?
Ooh.
Where are we going?
Nice little village. Here's where we are now.
This is just prepare and return to the Gauntlet Runner.
Let's go.
Oh, we have to just leave. How do I leave? I don't remember how to leave the... Do I just...
All right then.
Oh yeah, here we go. What day is it even? I need to look at the calendar. Wait, what?
All right then. All right then.
Now it says prepare and rest in the Gauntlet Runner. Wait, so are they just telling me to
All right, then.
make preparations? Hang on, hang on, hang
What
on.
now?
Wrong button.
What now?
Let's see. It is the 11th. It is a Flames Day, and it's not even a sale day. What could we even buy? Also, we are, at least from what it looks like, a month and a half away from the end of the game, which is pretty crazy. I mean, it's not crazy that the game has to end at some point, but, you know, we're getting there.
Ready?
Yeah, when you're done shopping. Okay, I don't think there's anything we need.
All right then.
Because we did our shopping before the mission to the theater, so I think we're good. Well, no, there's one thing we could check.
I'm
Hang on.
tired. Something up?
Wrong button. That's not true. Right button, but wrong place. Okay.
Where to? Where to?
Oh, can we not? Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, okay, we can't. I wanted to go back to those daily shops. You know, the one at Ria that sells the item you can... What is it? You go to a store and then they uncover what it is. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, everyone has something new to say. Okay.
Why?
You see?
Now that you mention it.
I see.
Okay. Let us go ahead and relax.
Sure.
Good night.
Yeah.
Sure
You.
thing. I want to save the prince. I want to save the country. It's the same thing. What an interesting question. Now I'm thinking, you know, because clearly, and we've talked about this before, this is one of those things where I heard the phrase a long time ago, the character is pants. He's pants in the sense that, you know, anyone can put on this pair of pants. It's a blank slate, that's another way to say it. So this feels like you are able to provide some nuance to your motivations here. I kinda am leaning towards it's the same thing. Saving the prince is saving the country. Save the country, save the prince. At least of the three, I feel like saying it's the same thing may provoke the most interesting response. So let's say that.
I mean,
No.
Oh, Basilio is I'm sure his simple cleverness has spotted something I can't.
Hey, mate.
Can't save the prince, you take his place for good.
So...
I'm ready, I'm used to change, it won't change much. Well that's definitely something that would be sad. Although now that you mention it, now that you've put that idea in my head, Basilio, I suppose I wouldn't be altogether that surprised now that the possibility's there. And the reason why I wouldn't be that surprised is because, you know, beyond that early cutscene where we saw our character speaking with the prince at the very beginning, we've had basically no flashbacks, nothing else with the prince. You know, he's kind of, as a character, the only thing we know about him is that he seems to hold the same idealistic views that his dad did. But beyond that, we don't know him too much. He spent this whole time in a coma-like state. So in a sense, I could definitely see that. You know, because, I mean, at least when we suggested we become the prince, my outlook was that, you know, we could win the tournament. You know, either we could save the prince and have him step up, or we'd win the tournament ourselves and then we would step down for him. But now there's this third possibility, that the prince dies and we take his place for good. Well, I think we've seen pretty consistently that Colm, our character, is it's not just for the prince. I think it's pretty clear with his reading of the book and just his actions throughout this, the way I've just, you know, played him, that he really does also, he's a true believer, right? So I do feel like he would be willing to do that if he had to. I'm ready, I'm used to change, it won't change much. Maybe just affirm I'm ready. It won't change much, that kind of downplays everything. I'm used to change. That's kind of, you know, that's also downplaying it, I think. Let's just say I'm ready.
right.
Then... Whatever.
There you go, Basilio.
Leave it to me.
No, no, give me the handshake, please. No.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Yep, no horns. We didn't get the handshake of friendship.
Look, it's that boy candidate. The one who betrayed Luis or killed him or something.
Hold on! I thought it was Sanctifex Forden who got killed.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated. Not surprised you're confused.
I think it's both. But hard to say what actually happened. Suppose it's true what they say about Elder. Disaster follows them like an ill wind.
Couldn't get a read on what kind of reputation we had before, but it seems worse than I thought.
Once we stand for His Royal Highness the Prince, that will surely change. We have to believe that.
St. Rella is here. The rumors were true.
This is an interesting dynamic. The supposed, well, I guess I never thought of him in that way, but he was sort of the potential heir to Forden, now been pushed aside. I could definitely see his story taking a bit of a turn.
Thank you all for joining me, even in the midst of this turmoil. I am Rella Cygnus of the Crown Theocracy. The reason I ask that you all gather here today is so that I may formally announce my succession to His Eminence, the late Sanctifex Forden. I know not if I am worthy, but under the teachings of the noblesse, I am determined to become a worthy king, queen of this land.
The saint herself is to be our queen. Now we are safe. Glory to Sanctism.
Is she allowed to just jump in mid-race like that? Everyone seemed pretty annoyed when Luis did it.
Don't worry about those details.
The tournament's winner is not guaranteed the throne. Fairness was never really a factor. Whoever has the skill to exploit the standings will win.
Listen to that roar. I think I underestimated my sister's popularity.
Even from here, I can feel her aura of magic. I suppose that's to be expected if she's the land's best mage healer.
From the looks of it, she's perfectly situated to pick up where Forden left off.
I object!
Oh, the turn arrives sooner than I thought.
Rella, you have no true experience in the political world. And you would rise to Sanctifex Forden's heights. Be worshipped as he was. I refuse. I have been loyal to God and His Eminence Forden my whole life. I am the only one worthy of his legacy.
Master Guidon, truly I do see the truth in your words. However, this is also the will of the Crown Theocracy.
Friends gathered here, do you really believe such a person is fit to be queen? Once the nation has dissolved into chaos, it will be too late. Appoint me as champion of Sanctism, and I will save you all.
Not sure about that. We know your name, but honestly, you don't have much in the way of real accomplishments.
The man has no charisma. If I had to choose, I'd rather follow Saint Rella in all her glory.
And they say Sanctifex Forden killed the prince, too. If that's true, then I don't know if I'd trust his closest vassal with the throne.
Friends, I...
Is that Luis's gauntlet runner?
Uh-oh. Is he gonna just start blasting?
I find you all embroiled in pointless conflict.
Also, here's something I didn't think about before. How did he know how to use the spear. And I mean that in the sense of, didn't he use it as a kind of laser? I mean, we had to physically throw the thing. How come Yufa didn't know you could just point and shoot with it? That would have been really useful to know earlier. Seems a bit unfair now.
What is your business here?
For the sake of those mired in your endless, fruitless squabbles, I have come to propose we give truth to this competition.
What truth?
The people's eyes have been opened. This entire tournament is a self-indulgent travesty of the Sanctus Church's making. First the king, and now you dogs of God. Why do you teach the people lies? You preach that true understanding is mutual and blind to the balance of power. Ignorant, willful or otherwise, to the sin and weakness that your lessons breed. Face the truth. Our world is lawless, and your efforts have done nothing to quell the chaos. It is time we were judged only by our abilities. Victory means nothing unless won by skill, and it is no less true for the throne.
Skill? What skill would you put on display?
I see no more reason to forbid the killing of candidates.
You would have the race decided by violence. And I suppose you believe yourself capable of personally reversing the king's magic? Impossible.
Godot... Godot, weren't you there? Come on, man. Well, so much for him having any more part to play in this. Goodbye, Godot.
Oh, King! You have witnessed our trials, have you not? You have seen a divine relic used to defy your shield and claim lives! The lance rests in my hand. With its power, my victory is assured. But surely you would not see the race decided by such injustice. And neither would I. I will not give voice to the lie that this world is subject to any god's reign. Would you, O great king?
What is his aim? If he has the key to certain victory in his hands, why cast it aside?
I don't know. Maybe he thinks it's the principle of the matter or something. Also, hey, Loveless. I see you back there.
Never takes what he doesn't win. That's Luis to the core. He means every word he says. When you're clawing up from the bottom and you hear him talk like that, you can't help but dream. And then you never realize. Only a madman claims lies and contradictions won't exist in their world.
Luis Guyaburn. What manner of life has this man lived to make him such a creature?
Good question.
He says that, but with that lance, he could kill any candidate he pleases, couldn't he? He killed Sanctifex Forden, and now threatens Saint Rella. No! Your late majesty, please, speak!
Do not fear, my people. Even should Luis claim all the power he desires, I will not be so easily conquered. Even should our nation dissolve into anarchy, I will always stand to defend you.
Sister.
I expected little else of Forden's loyal pet. It seems there is more to the saint than vapid, empty benevolence. Come, O king! There can be no more doubt. The masses desire a truly fair battle. One waged without your shackles.
Be this thy course. Thou wouldst rule by strength alone.
He's talking!
Like when he first rose.
I killed Forden, yet has my standing fallen at all? Surely you would know. This petty race limps forward, while the land is further flooded with anxiety and monsters. You have left us an age of strife. You are powerless to stop it. And in your place, fool king, I will restore the balance and right this land's wrongs!
So be it. They who remain seeketh a clash without hindrance.
Very well. Now and hereafter, my magic shall no longer protect thee. Face this as a trial renewed. If ye would be a true king, then I bid thee prevail.
You see that light just now?
Yes, I did. And it's so funny to me now because I could have seen this coming. Remember, throughout the game, I had at various moments said, well, what happens when I get to a level in popularity where the king magic now protects me? Wouldn't that invalidate all the gameplay? And it was really cool because in the last mission we saw, when we were infiltrating the back of the theater, they did this thing where the guards could only attack Yufa and not me. So they did consider that, but obviously for the last stretch of the game, they're not going to have your character be invincible, so I could have seen this coming. I could have seen the king's magic being dispelled in some way.
The magla flow surrounding the candidates has disappeared. The protection of the magic is no more.
Well, shucks.
Then this lance of dragons is no more than an antique spear.
Well, it can also shoot a laser.
Children lost in Sanctism's shadow, the fog of deception has finally cleared. There is no God. Think hard on your salvation, and whether you'll find it in prayer.
No. He would even deny us our prayer?
It's true. His Majesty has broken the spell. If it has come to this.
You know it was not I who laid the prince low. Which means that if you oppose me still, it is for the throne, and nothing more.
Look, I said this before. Technically, we still don't know that. You never actually died. Although, I do think the game's not really going to address that, but it could still technically be you.
I can finally face the real you. A near-death invalid has no place upon the throne. The mere suggestion is ludicrous. You do well to follow the king's example and abandon the folly of your ideals.
Here we go.
To cast aside all we've fought for would accomplish nothing. We too strive for a vision. Luis, you will never take the throne. The rightful heir stands before you. Look upon our candidate and know his true claim. He is the legitimate son of his late Majesty King Hytlodius V, last heir to the throne of Uchronia. His Highness, the Prince himself, has risen to vanquish evil. For his people, he defies the pain and suffering of the curse he endured.
His Highness the Prince? What? That's a lie. His Highness? He has already passed.
His Highness the Prince! They're mad, the lot of them. That boy's an elder.
Indeed he is. 'Tis the very proof you seek. Anyone who truly knows His Highness himself will see what this means.
Indeed. There is no denying it.
Rella!
Sister?
I saw for myself when I personally treated His Highness. They'd warned me against revealing it to the public, but the time for discretion is past.
Personally treated him, huh?
His Highness the Prince has elden blood coursing through his veins. His Majesty told me that the boy's birth mother was an elder woman.
Oh my, how scandalous.
The prince was an elder?
Enough of this absurdity.
You! The prince!
I mean, think about it, Luis. How else could I have been so successful in the tournament so far? You think a random Elda kid came out of nowhere and was able to do this well? Surely not.
A bold gambit to reveal yourself before both Rella and I. Indeed, I have no retort. After all, he's been dead so long, nobody could say otherwise. Fine then, so be it. This marks the true battle between those who would fight for the throne. Wouldn't you say, Your Highness? Face your unworthy ideals and come to terms. I shall await at the royal capital to meet the one left standing.
With Luis in the lead, he no longer has to concern himself with other candidates, especially those who aren't a direct challenge. I secured the Draco Dios. Very nice. Oh my goodness. A night weapon, you say? Big 3, baby.
Rella, Forden's legacy is rightfully mine. It won't be long before this conflict turns violent. Do you really think you have what it takes to fend off Luis?
Yeah, this is an interesting dynamic. The whole thing with the King's Magic is that it made the idea of armed conflict unattractive, you know, useless. Now, there could actually be a war. We have the state army, we have the private army of the Church of Sanctism, we have Luis's private army, we have the constituent countries that make up Uchronia. This could actually turn very ugly very quickly.
You were head of the guards and you failed to protect Santifex Forden. You want to talk? Please step down.
Ooh, here we go.
And you think yourself my better, do you? If it's a contest of strength you want, we can settle that right here. My magic. Nothing's happening. What's going on?
Please, do not cause further distress to the devout. I ask once more, stand down.
That looks like ominous magic, and I'm pretty sure I see what looks to be thorns.
Did you see that? Those were thorned vines. But that's...
Oh, are they just going to reveal it here?
Sister.
Children of God, I know the burdens you bear. I see the fear and anxiety that weighs heavy upon you. But rest at ease, my beloved citizens. Sanctism is and shall ever be your fortress. Know that I will protect all of you. Pray with me now. Close your eyes.
She's right. Saint Rella can even heal our country. As long as we believe in her, we shall know peace.
Saint Rella! Saint Rella! Closure.
Be careful. I sense Magla. There's something beyond rhetoric in her words. There is definitely magic there.
The mass brainwashing technique, of course.
Sister! What have you done to everyone?
I'm lifting their fears and anxieties. I can take yours too. With enough devotion, you can lock your anxieties away and they shall never trouble you again. Sanctifex Forden saw Sanctism as only a tool. A means to exploit the people, abuse his authority, and mask injustice as piety. And yet, even then, did this twisted form of Sanctism save no unfortunate souls? What makes salvation true? Luis claims that there is no God, that true equality is only earned in pitiless competition. Are the believers fools to fear his words?
Saint Rella.
I will save the people of this land in the truest sense. They shall live with no worries, no anxieties. Now and forevermore.
So where is this coming from? Was all the reticence she displayed when they were trying to make her into the successor to Forden, was that all just a mask? Has it always been a mask, and this has always been the true Rayla, or what? Very curious, very curious.
That through magic? You forced the fears out of their very hearts. 'Tis no salvation to strip them of free thought.
Perhaps not. But this country has bled them of it for too long. Besides, what makes you any more fit to speak of rightness? You claim he is the prince.
Well, to be honest, Rayla, you kinda helped us with that claim.
The real prince is surely at death's door, isn't he? After all, your efforts did nothing to lift the curse.
Okay. Yeah. I'm beginning to see.
I've told you before. The prince's curse was crafted to perpetually draw upon the caster's magic. I know he suffers, because I yet live.
Wait. Surely you can't mean... No. You healed His Highness. It was only by virtue of your presence that he survived that night.
Oh, was I not clear enough? Allow me to clarify. On that night, it was my back that your blade carved across.
Dun dun dun!
This isn't good. There's magic flooding this place.
Keen senses indeed, to be capable of seeing all this.
No! Why? Sister, you can't have! You were only 12 summers old then.
I was. And Luis was only a boy. All the better for any witnesses to suspect him of the crime. Yet I was interrupted in casting. What would have been a fatal curse became something unorthodox and incomplete. A spell with no formula. Even I could not dispel it. All you can do now is kill the caster. As heiress to the Sanctis Church's legacy, I will never hand over the royal scepter. Not to Luis, nor to you. Juna, I will await you amidst our dearest memories. Find me where the failures of the Sanctis Church lie buried. A place I'm sure you know well.
Isn't that a...
Halt! I will not let you escape. You've ruined everything. The church, my authority, everything. You will never leave this city alive. I am Guido, of the warrior monks, and in God's name, I condemn thee!
Oi! They're calling in the cavalry! We've got incoming runners, plural! We need to get out of here!
Don't have to tell me twice.
Norris, swiftly!
Lost it, I know! Who put this cliff here?
What about the teleportation? That takes time we don't have.
We've got nowhere to go but up into the sky.
So we do. Then, that's what we'll do. We fly!
Wait, you're saying...
I finished preparations long ago. Time was something I had in surplus.
Then?
But if it fails, it's curtains for us. We all die here. You hear me?
I trust you.
We're dead if we don't move either way. I agree. He speaks true.
Just take us up already. We've all flown before, right? Except me.
Eurus! Is this not your dream? Then bring it to life! Here and now!
I'll do it. I'll take you with me. Beyond the sky!
What the?
Not yet. Trust your technology near us. It's time. Let's
Possible. It can fly.
Yeah! We're flying like a bally bird with wings and all.
Did you not see that? How'd you like that?
My ears are popping.
This might take some getting used to.
Take that, world! I've really done it! Look at her! That's my sky runner!
Congratulations, Norris.
After that drop, I thought we'd die, even if we didn't crash. Now that we're past the worst of it, it's actually smoother than I thought.
A bit of faith, my dear.
You're telling me that tiny patch is the city? It's like a child's toy. Seeing it like this, it's easy to imagine the people as little dots, huddling together in fear.
Phew, that was terrifying. I'm just glad it flew okay. Don't you think?
I knew it'd work. It was a gamble. Aren't you flying? Let's be confident. I knew it'd work.
I always knew Norris could make it work.
Only because you're as bold and big-headed as I am, what? Really, old boy, I'd not be here without you to give me the push I needed. Thank you.
So, about our next move.
Yeah, about that.
We must pursue Rella as soon as possible. His Highness is running out of time.
Where did she say she was going? Where the failures of the Sanctus Church lie buried?
My guess is the Mage Academy, or what remains of the place. Nobody goes near it now. I was a student there myself once.
Well, I'm glad we're finally gonna see that place.
You don't say. No wonder you're so knowledgeable about magic.
For a dropout, I suppose.
The Royal Mage Academy, then. 'Twas known as the finest school in the kingdom for magic research.
Lady Juna, I've got to ask. What was St. Rella like back in your school days? The way she was acting earlier, all cold? That the real hair?
Yeah. Yeah, tell us, Juna.
No! It can't be. I don't want it to be. Maybe I just never knew the real her. That was the first I've ever seen her like that myself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be a mask, or could be... I mean, I don't know what we're dealing with here. Could there be an ancient evil? Is she being possessed? Is it, what's in the cards here? I don't know.
I keep thinking, If she'd just quietly taken over for Forden, we could have helped each other out. Even if she inherits the Sanctifex's authority, she's nothing like Forden. She'd never want to hurt anyone. That's not her. I thought she wasn't like that. Now she's saying she was part of this conspiracy? She attacked the prince? No, it doesn't make any sense.
Then we've got to get to her fast as we can. We know where she is, yeah? You just gotta tell her everything you just told us.
That would be prudent, yes. But Captain, a reef for your thoughts, lad. If she is truly the culprit, then the curse will persist so long as she lives. This means we will have to kill her. Are you up to the task?
Yeah, and she even said that she couldn't dispel it because it was incomplete or something like that. Oh man, you're gonna make me say this right in front of Juna, huh? I mean, if Juna wasn't in the room, I feel like I'd say I'm prepared. But I do think if it, if it were me, I would be given pause.
Juna, would you prefer to stay behind?
I can't afford to. If at the last minute I can't face it, then you can leave me where I stand. I'm prepared enough for that.
Lady Juna.
What's the matter? It's plain to see something's bothering you.
Oh, no. It's nothing specific. It's just that... something's felt wrong somehow.
Oh.
Ever since I sensed the Saint's Magla.
Possession might be on the table.
I'm sorry. It's hard to explain. Please pay me no mind.
Ooh, we got a new track. So we're just gonna go right in for a fight? Wow, okay. Wow, okay. Well, we're definitely calling it there. That was a lot. Okay, so now that they've opened up the possibility that, it could be something else. It may not just be Rella. There could be something overshadowing her, or, something supernatural in that sense. Maybe I feel a bit better about that, but I will say, I loved the idea of Rella being behind the attack and the curse, but I did... Once she started the whole mask off, I'm the villain speech, then I started to kind of not feel too good about it. Because the thing is, and then the real kicker was when she said, "Oh yeah, come find me here and fight me." It's, in my head I'm thinking, okay, do you really want to win? Why are you revealing so much? Why are you telling us where you are? And that kind of made me think, okay, I'm not sure I like this, but now that now that there are some hints and some foreshadowing that, yes, there may in fact be more going on here, I feel a bit better about it. I do... Well, again, we're kind of near the end of the game, all things considered. So, I was about to say I would have rather they kept that reveal a bit longer, but it very well may be the case that no, they can't. We have to get to the point here. So, and if that's the case, then, I guess they just didn't have any other choice. They had to reveal Rella's guilt pretty quickly. I did really like the whole Luis causing the royal magic to be dispelled. I really feel like things are going to kick off really quickly here. Godot is obviously going to go pretty crazy. I think we're going to be seeing a lot. We're going to be seeing human attacks. We're going to be seeing Melancholia spreading. We're going to be seeing the state army fighting. We're going to see Luis's army, the monk's army. We could potentially be seeing Montario and Brylehaven splitting off. things are about to go crazy. And unfortunately, it seems our ruse, our attempt to become the prince, was very quickly dispelled. Although not necessarily. If Rayla's kind of teleported to a place and she's not gonna spread the word, we could still potentially spread the word ourselves. You know, if Rayla's not there to contest the information. Although one wonders now whether that's really important at all, considering now it's just an all-out brawl. Well, it matters. I mean, what I'm saying is, you know, because if we take out Rayla and take out Luis, then that's it, right? Regardless of whether or not we're the prince, we're third in line here. So we'll just win by default. No need to deceive anyone, I guess. Oh boy. Well, not entirely sure what to expect for next time. We might just, I don't know if there's gonna be a dungeon or if we're just gonna go straight into a fight, but there has to be a dungeon. There's gonna be a whole mage academy, right? So I guess we'll get into that. Are we really not going to have a...
What now? Alright. Where to?
An Altabury Heights quest hub? I mean, I feel like we have to still, right? Because we only have Stroll and Hulkenberg at rank 8. We don't even have Basilio as a teammate. Yeah, there's still a substantial amount of game left, so let's not worry about that. Alright, everybody. I am the Worm. This has been Metaphor ReFantazio. Things are happening, as they say, and looks like we're about to boogaloo, so get ready for that. Alright. 100 hours. It's been a lot. Alright, everybody. I'm the Worm. This is Metaphor ReFantazio. I hope you're all doing well. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.